could have seen it wrong. He said, well, I know it's right, I watched. And so her groom came along, and right in front of him I asked her, is that what she did? And she said, oh, absolutely not. And Jim said, of course it is, you know that's what you did. It wasn't what you did. So
Oh, boy.
she's on the phone with her lawyer and getting more booking cases.
Oh, wow.
I finally said to the committee, you know, I don't really need this pain.
Yeah.
I've done my job. He said, well, you and Paige go on your way, but be around if we need you. So last I knew, Thorsten, Jimmy, and this woman were in search of the video. I've never heard any more, except the next day I noticed my elimination still stood.
Oh, yeah.
Then I ran into a friend from Tennessee who said, congratulations, you finally caught Eleanor Parks, nobody else has been able to. I said, well, I don't really know how it happened. He said, well, I do. Because I was standing there with Thorsten. They came up and they said, we have the video proving there was no mistake made. And he said, well, let me watch. And they said, ha, look at that, Eleanor, you just drove right past me.
Huh.
Which is what she's done.
Yeah.
And she couldn't believe it. She said, no, you're wrong, you're saying it wrong. And we played it and she said, oh, I guess I did.
Oh, so she finally admitted, huh?
Mm.
Finally acknowledged it.
Well, so still,
Whoa, whoa.
she was still saying it was the angle from which the video was taken. But I knew she did it wrong. And Gary Judge was on the upside of the hazard. He came hot footing over and he goes, am I stupid or did she just miss D? No, she just missed D. You're okay, we get that one.
Hard to argue with a video.
Yeah, it is. And we're so righteous about it.
Yeah.
It's a nasty video anyway. Or people from Tennessee.
So did you meet Dunn?
Hmm?
You meet Dave Dunn down there?
Yeah. I might Dave done 2 winners in a row.
Oh, did you?
He didn't remember me.
You're different.
He's the one that hired me to come to a clinic out there and dropped it 10 days before.
Remember that.
With some very phony excuse.
Remember that. Because we had really pushed them to do
Yeah.
that
We went to a clinic that they had there.
with Susie's.
We were trying to get out of the house, and that was the first weekend in May.
Yeah.
We had 12 and a half inches of snow that night.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And we got up there, and we drove in a half an inch of freezing rain by the time it got done.
I did, because you forgot your wallet and driver's license at home. First time I'd ever pulled that trailer.
No, it's very strange. You canceled it. Never heard a word from her ever again.
Yeah.
He grilled me so thoroughly about how I do things and that I'm going to charge him for travel like Andy Marcus did. I said, oh no, I just I thought we had it all arranged. And I think I dropped it late enough. I couldn't be so bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because I really pushed them to have you there. We wouldn't go.
Well, I met lots of people coming, looking for us. I don't really know why.
Yeah.
And then I met him at Live Oak last year. And again, he's not my favorite person.
They don't really know anything, do they?
No.
I didn't think they did.
No, they don't. He looks like he's still broke. That's always good.
I've driven in my Torino most of the time, this spring. I took him outside and it was like he was a different horse.
Mm-hmm.
Lost his brain.
Today, this morning, America's a little bit like, whee, the wind blowing.
Yeah.
He can walk a little more energetically. He's walking like he's going along saying, well, I'm not planning to work, but maybe he won't notice. is how ponies and Morgan think.
Robin, you doing okay?
I'm fine, thank
Do you need anything to drink or anything?
you.
Anything to drink?
No, I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
It's a little hard to eat raw spinach and soup. I'm getting it done. You know. We'll make sure I've used you hard enough. He needs to warm up and go forward anyway. To make a little more energy out of this effort. Come on, Bubba, walk. There you go.
You're back.
Hey, how are you? Good now you drink it. This is mine.
You got food right there that you haven't touched.
This is mine. You have food. Look at jar right there on the floor.
Here.
Jaguar was eating it.
Here. Look. Hey. You need a banana peel.
They said, for crying out loud, there's so many dog food.
Oh, I know Lisa would let you take. Sorry. You were like written thing.
Walk, walk. Walk, walk, Mom. March, march, march. Stretch. There we go. Now he's walking. I don't think you thought you were going to persist. Yeah, I'll boil him off 50 times. He won't notice. Look good now. Everybody needs you. Ah, it's better. So is he doing intermediate this year? Yes. Okay. I'm not sure I am. Collection is always an issue with that. Right. I'm so sick of stupid intermediate 7. We do it all the time. That's got good intermediate now. And whenever you make a turn, the thrust of the situation is to bring the inside hind under, so he pushes himself around. And he'd be more than happy not to. Tap, tap.
You need
I recall right is his less bendy side.
Do you have garbage that you need to throw out?
I don't know what to do. I'm not such what's in there. Okay,
Napkins
okay, we'll see.
and silverware. You want
Okay,
that?
well, Jane probably needs it.
Yeah. Okay.
When you come to the corner, a little bit catch up your outside rein and push his inside hind under with the inside whip. That was better. Then you got to straighten after the corner. You got to yield his body into the corner, straighten coming out. Now straighten. Straighten, straighten, straighten. Yeah. Because it's the body that wants to come into the corner, not so much the neck. We like to take the cheap way out and give you only the neck. Which isn't what we're looking for, but he doesn't know that. So make sure your outside rein remind him not to flop the neck too much. That's better. The outside rein made the front end stay up. He lifted, he came around the corner carrying himself instead of turning into a wet noodle. So that was very nice. That's what we're looking for today. A little more energy. Yeah, good. This horse has naturally very nice body carriage. Just make sure you don't get neck bend only. Come on. Strut, strut. There we go. Strut, strut, come on. He's a little bit going, oh, my back, oh, my feet. He's not tired, he just forgot what to do. Here's the fence, he's free to come and go. He doesn't have a very big area to go out into, so it's not like mine who are turned out in big places and not working. So he probably does lose some suppleness over the winter. But he can't move that much. That's good. Just soften your connection a little bit. Yeah, better. Good. Good. So if it's not going forward, my first inclination is to give it a little bit of space in the reins. And if you get this, that's great. This is much better. Much more going somewhere. Yeah. Sometimes he's he comes out, he's a rocket ship Ralph. And today he's like, oh, Joe Lesson Pony. He probably knows I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't tell your voice.
There you go. Oh, Don's gonna be hard to get. I better say that he's not stupid, but Don Morgan is so smart.
I'm gonna slip away and get some errands run. Do you want this orange?
Eventually.
Okay, then I will.
Oh, and the message, the only one you got, you can eat it.
No, no, are you kidding? There's a whole drawer full.
Oh. So yeah, let's make some shapes, some figures. That's right. He's being very kind of cautious and lazy. I'd like him to kind of get along. That's better, good. He's very cute. He has very nice self-carriage. He can be really wow or he can be oh hum. I like the wow. Yeah.
I've seen the wow. It's pretty cool. Look
Oh, when he goes well, he's wonderful. He's just a little lazy and conservative today.
They all are when they hear your voice.
Looks like a seer.
When we're done.
He knows that. Touches his neck, he do the whole show. Yeah. Remember, his neck wants to go out, but not down. If the neck goes down, you lose the lift of the front end. So his neck needs to go outward, but not down. You like to put it down, run on his face like most of us. That's a really good video.
I thought that one would be appeal to you.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was ugly. Yeah. He kind of, instead of coming up from behind and sitting, he braced his front feet and went, ah! Like you murdered him, but you didn't.
So, yeah, so was I pulling too hard?
I think your hand is too strong. I don't think it basically hurt him, but I think he chose to be offended by it. So you have to kind of fiddle with it. What do you eating? So usually it takes a couple of half halts. Half halt, half halt. Oh, oh, better, 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 better. Notice he stayed round that time. He kind of lifted into it instead of flattening into it. That was much better. So you can't just all of a sudden say, and walk and tug on him because he goes, wah! Like introduce it. So half halt, and then ask for it. And then he was very, very cooperative. Hey, you're a nuisance to him. Annie, get down. Go girl. Annie, down. Get up. Go girl. So make sure you have rain connection. Your rain was in a loop. So I killed my car. I did it once, but I don't know. Oh, better. Your right hand was a little stronger than your left one, I think, because his nose tipped. And get your rain connection again. And top. Good boy. That was nice. He balanced and he went rollicking off like he's supposed to. I think our minds sort of keep the mechanics of driving in them, but they lose the subtlety when you're not doing it all the time. So by practicing, somebody watching, you get the subtlety back. Again, make walking. Better. He argued. You had exactly the right way. You said, don't do that. He went, ooh, okay. Now I can stretch for a minute. So is he consistently drifting one way in the back when you back up? They usually do, which is why I asked. Okay. He's kind of whining at the left rein, so I didn't know which way that was pushing. I think when they're not working, they lose some of the subtlety of reaction too. They kind of go bad thick. Make a walk transition. Walking. And whoa. Halt. Oops. That looks pretty straight. Oh, there goes his head tipping. So the steps weren't bad, but the neck was very crooked. Walk up and do it again. Ooh. Come back. Yeah, that's better. After you could feel, but he gave into your rein. The time before, he was up against it with his head tipped. That's going to send his body crooked. This time he gave into the rein, and then he could back. So most of what goes on with him, he gets what we call against the bit. He just kind of goes dumb up against the bit, and have to remind you not to.
I lost my husband. What could I do?
What's that?
I lost my husband.
Ah, I lose mine all the time. He's right there and he didn't come.
Exactly, that's what happened.
Good. And yeah, make sure you really make a transition back, because I didn't see one. He'd actually slowed down on his own before he said anything to him. And I think you need to work to make your voice aids a little more expressive. I'm hearing sort of a same tone instead of a different tune for each request. And they're a little bit flat, and I can't, when I'm listening, I can't hear a difference. Oh. We're a little bit grabbed at your right rein. When he does that, you need to kind of rattle it, tell him, hey, let go of that. Let me go back to trot.
Trot.
That was good. That sounded different.
What word do you use for cancer?
Hmm?
What word do you use for cancer?
Cancer. The different tunes.
The emphasis on the second syllable and going up.
So, he has to know a variety of trot answers, like when you want to go trot, you say trot. But then when you wanted to come back out of the lengthen, you also said trot. But it didn't imply anything to do with coming back. So it needs something that needs a different tune, or some statement that says, come do a little less than what you were doing.
Can you hear Robin out there? Can you hear
That's
Robin
pretty.
out
I
there?
didn't even try.
So go do your lengthen
This-
again,
Right here.
and make sure you're trot
You
on,
mean, can I hear her?
you're kind of enthusiastic sound.
I can hear her now.
Okay, because she's telling him what,
Done.
how to cue
Boy,
him.
Oh, I'm not paying
trot, trot,
attention.
trot, trot. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Still didn't sound very different, that's why I said whoop, whoop to him. Because that means, hey, slow down. Do it again. Up. Good. Come on, trot, trot. Come, come. Ooh. Yeah, better. Before you said anything, you must have given him an aid. Because he came back, caught his balance, and then made a really good transition down. So you didn't catch him by surprise, and he gave you a really good answer. And that's the order in which you need to do things. Otherwise, if you're kind of a go-go boy, he's such a go-go boy, and even though you think he's going to come back, he doesn't.
Good girl.
Make sure you give him a signal. And you have to catch your rein enough that the head doesn't come up. Because I did see the hind leg slow down, but I saw the head pop up. And that will cost you points of the resistance. Oops. Something besides, and trot doesn't have much to it. So, need a little more rein. I tell my horse, oh, meaning, hey, wait, sit up and listen. Trot, trot. Good boy. So it's all about giving the signal with a warning. Don't do it. Annie, don't eat the plate. Annie, whatever it is, don't. Let's try another lecture. Right, done. That's it. Come. I'll get your outside rein, holding out. Ooh. Doesn't sound to me like anything. We once trained a little fjord and his mother spoke in monotone. He said, but he doesn't answer me. I said, he didn't hear you. So it's got to have a variety of tones, different musical tones. And I asked my horse to trot on. When I wanted to come back, I said, oh, whoop, whoop. Something about slow down.
Puppy, puppy.
My puppy, to make a walk. Oh, oh, good. And he was arguing with you, wasn't he? And you took your rein and you said, hey, cut that out. And he went, oh, yeah. So he needs that kind of a reaction, because he's a little bit like, yeah, well, I'm doing my job, but I'm ignoring you. And he needs to find out when he ignores you, he gets in trouble. And he needs to find out that there are many tones to your communication, and ignoring you is not a useful activity. Because he kind of thinks it's okay to ignore you. He goes along going, la, 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 la. Carrying himself nicely now. So a lot of transitions, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go up, come back, go up, come back, go up, come back. Those will wake him up as well as the lengthens. Anything that asks response from him. Okay.
Nothing close, but we'll give it a try.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, all of your conversation was it needs to be a little more musical, a little more kind of sing-song, so it, because they don't actually do words. You can say dinner fork, you say it in the right arrangement, they'll answer you. So it needs to be a sound that he hears, a tune he knows, that makes him dance. That's very pleasant. Come. And if you ask, if I hear you cluck, I better see a response or back it up with a whip. You certainly can't be accused of talking too much. So I think if you ask and nothing happens, explain to him what happens to those who don't. Come on, up. Yep. Not too heavy the hand. Okay. Now go working. Yeah, big change, huh? That means your collection was pretty good. But the little bugger went, and then he went on after that. Slow down. But he's got to go working and stay with the working. That's a good boy. When you get to C, A, let's collect again. Up is it? He stopped, huh? He's supposed to, the collected trot is the working trot shortened and heightened, and instead of shortening and heightening, he just quit. So I don't care what signal you use, but he's got to keep going, working. Yeah, better. Trot. And now collect. Up. Careful. Too much hand. You stop him.
No, puppy. Come on.
Annie out of there. Annie! Give him light. She doesn't know yet. I don't think her name was even Annie until about 3 days ago. There. Now you got five. Now a little less rapid. There, a little less rapid. There. That's nice. It's boingy, it's bouncy, but you didn't jam it up with your hands. And now go working. Trot. So I need to see the step get bigger, and it's about shortening and opening, and shortening and opening. And now bring it, use the outside rein, bring it down. Up there, good boy. Your hands have to give a signal that he doesn't jam up into. Good. That's quite nice. That looks like working trot, lifted and heightened. Go working. Trot. Yeah, good boy. Don't run though, because you get out to length and then you won't know where to go. And collect. And move the, don't set the hand. Pass. There. Good boy. Good boy. So if you block with your hand, he goes jam. You tweak him down. That's very nice. Change direction. He's actually got all the gates he needs. They're right there. Good. Keep it collected. There you go. Remember, you don't let the head out until the leg goes. Like you said, trot on and threw your reins away. And he didn't lengthen, he just fell out. So do another lengthen. And don't let the reins go till he goes. Trot on. There, now you can follow him out. There we go. Good. Bring him back up. Come collecting. Not with the hand though, careful. Feel him fight you?
Yeah.
So you gotta wiggle your hand and say, let go. And lengthen straight. Trot on. Make sure the hind legs kick on before you let his head out. All he does is lengthen isn't put your head down. Lengthen is put your head out and make your body longer. This is good. Good boy. A little more active. Go. There. And you can even tap him with your whip to step up. There, better. Come back. Good boy. Nice transition back, eh? Careful of the neck. He loves to give you the neck and pretend he's bending and he's lying. Good boy. That's quite respectable. So I think I can see 3 different trots. So now find your halt and let's look at the back. whoop, whoop, whoop. So you could see he was leaning left when you stopped. You were starting to correct it with your right rein. Come back. Careful. We'll watch where his neck is. Careful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's plenty. Don't want 7 or 8 because that's too many. So that actually you have a good collection. It's very usable.
I'm probably pulling on him too
Yeah,
much.
you're a little bit mechanical.
Yeah.
Instead of tweaking it and fishing it together, you go, and it doesn't say develop collection, but you don't have to have it in the first step. You want it to kind of blend and melt into it and not freeze into it. So it's more about sending him up and high and round and just tweaking him with the rein rather than grabbing him. Because when you grab him, he's like, whoa, I'll stop. And that ruins the throughness of it all, the fluid. But I think your collection's quite, he's got a lot of bounce, this horse, so the collection's quite nice. The lengthen still needs a little better kick through from behind. He definitely lengthens his frame, meaning the body gets longer, the neck goes out, but he's got to kick off the hind legs first so he goes, wow, and then you let it out.
Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise, he says, oh, you want lengthen? Good, here goes my neck.
Yeah.
Or he puts it down, and down and we don't want, we want out. And he drops his head instead of kicking from behind. But I know he's got a huge lengthen in there. Just that he's like, well, what if I don't want to use that today? What if you don't get a choice? Let's see if we can hold them together. There you go. That's nice. That's going, huh? And he didn't throw his head on the ground, he just stuck it out. So for lengthen, we want the neck to go out and longer, but not for it to flop on the ground, because then he's just going along being a kind of a drunk. That's the boy. So for your deviation, you basically would come off the track at H, go in toward X and back out to K.
Is it a nice gentle arc the whole way?
It is a gentle arc changing bends. Straighten, make a right bend. You're gonna have to get back to K, and now left bend. Left bend into the corner. There you go. Not a lot. The horse straightens for a moment. Make a left bend. Yeah, I thought you went by. You make a left bend, and then you go to the right bend through a straight. Because if you go left bend, right bend, he'll flop. If you go through a straight, and he'll hold the turn over.
Okay.
So make your corner. Come off the track at H. Now straighten. Now make right bend. Straighten. Make left bend. There you go, and do it on the other side. Don't forget there are corners on the end. It's shown as just a big arc. I tend to drive it slightly pointed. There you go. He showed a nice bend change, eh? Now left bend. I would use my whip down a little lower. You kind of grazing with it. I'm not sure you can tell whether it's you grazing with a whip or a bug biting. So he's not complaining. Let's try it the other direction. You're like, when he goes like that, that's a really nice working trot. It's got push, it's got bounce. It looks like he wants to make a round neck. Change direction. I like that direction change. I actually do that, but I make it a little more round with a straight pace down the center line, and then onto my other circle. Good boy, but they didn't bend much that time. I need to see the whole body snake one way and then snake the other, without just the neck flopping. First of all, you got to make a corner or you can't make the turn. Now straighten, and then make the new bend. That's it. Straighten, and make the new bend. Yeah, so I should see when I'm looking at the ground, inside leg under, hind legs tracking front, inside leg under, hind legs tracking front, inside leg under. So I should see the inside leg 3 different times step under and push the horse around. There, that was wigglier. And that inside leg under, inside leg under, inside leg under is the wiggle we're looking for. Come on, keep going. So right leg under, straighten. Left leg under. Left leg under, good. Straighten. Right leg under. There you go. That time you used your whip, and it looked like the rear end was pushing the front end forward, and the rear end is pushing the front end to bend, rather than you're bending him with the inside rein. So it's the hind leg under that makes the difference. Good boy. And make sure when you make the turn in the middle that he doesn't just sort of pivot and fall through it, because then you peak. Because the peak of that turn should be at E and B.
Yeah.
Now send him out. Out. Yeah, much better. So you didn't let him fall in that time. You sent him out and held him out. Because actually, this ring is a little bit, we need to come almost to the center line. This arena is 80, and yeah. So that's about the position, but you see cut in, so the widest point wasn't at E. He got halfway to turn, then he shot his shoulders around, because you need to keep him out. You say forward, 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 there you go. You got making a lot of turns, and he says, oh, maybe these are one range stops, I think I'll slow down. You have to remind him that wasn't what you were after. So, again, you spoke, but you yanked him all in one move. You didn't give him a chance to answer your aid. You said, and then you yanked him before you said walk. And he was kind of like, what'd I do? So you got to plan ahead so you give him time to answer your statement. Or he gets surprised. And he's very happy to tell me that you yanked on him. He goes, ah! So those were quite nice. This one got flat each time. When you start the turn, instead of keeping out with the outside rein, you start the turn, and he'd duck in. And so it didn't have the same nice open roundness this side did. Fuck on. I'm on vacation. I don't know if he might be happy with a little less bit, like if I switch his reins up to the rough cheek instead of on the slot. Because he just acts a little bit, he's not running through you, is he? Is he heavy? No, okay. Hey, yeah, he's doesn't seem like he's in a big rut today. But it might make him less overreactive. When you get here, stop and I'll change it, we'll see what you get. Because it might make him a little less overreactive to the bit. Good boy, that was prompt. And except for warm-up, don't let him get away with doing lazy dog trot. He says, yeah, I'm trotting, and P.S., I'm not doing any work. But your noseband's loose enough you can turn around in it. Don't push him. Hey, let go of the rein a second. There you go. Can you stop? Thank you. I know, when you see me, things get worse. Just stand. Hey,
Are you doing a lot of shows this year?
What's that?
Are you going to do a lot of shows this year?
Well, Hickory Knoll isn't gonna happen.
Yeah. Are they not going to do it
There's
at all?
nobody to do it for
Are
him
they
anymore.
done?
Yeah, that's right.
Freiburg is an ass.
So we'll do Skunk River and then,
What?
hopefully
To
Longview,
the slot.
Kansas City.
Just a minute. When he stops, I'll show you what I'm up to. See when he this high slot?
That's all there is.
Well, there's no Terra
No
Farms.
Terra Farms.
That's
Up above it,
that's
I have,
interesting.
it was
It's like we
down
used to
there.
do Skunk
Now I have
River
a
in the
little less
beginning where it
left.
was all in one day.
Ah! You are a rude thing.
So you have to memorize your
Do I have
cones
less
and
leverage?
Yeah, that's
and hazards
hard
and
to
everything
do,
and
right.
go out and do the whole thing.
Yeah, I
And I
need
tightened
time
it
in
a little.
between there to let it soak in.
I don't know.
It's a funny bit, it wants to do this.
I still think that Paul should bring Raffy down here and you guys should try a tandem with that black pony we have,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think that'd be fun, and
yeah,
Royal.
yeah, that would be.
It was down there, and I'm lifting it like another half a slot higher. But it's a very funny bit because it wants to collapse and fold in on him. This is a Bowman bit, I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. I like it in work. But sometimes I think he doesn't, there's
I don't know who's
a
at
little
2
balance
o'clock.
difference
I don't know either.
doing this and what it was modeled after. Because now it's hanging straight in his mouth, but it was closing on him. So it had a nice high hole, but I put it up above the hole, would you quit? To try and give it a different
I just
type of
can't
strap.
believe he's
Do you
taller
think
than I am.
Oh, yeah.
the chin strap is too tight? Is that what's pulling it in?
You know, I'm gonna get you again. Pull on your rein. It doesn't even move the chin strap.
Okay,
And it's not, my finger's in there,
okay,
and you're not making any pressure on it.
okay.
So I don't think the chin strap's bothering him. I think he's a little bit rude. And the bit, with the rein in the slot, the bit was collapsing into his jaw like that. Here, it's pulling straight.
Okay.
And there, you keep your damn mouth shut. He says, well, darn. Okay, see, that's a much better draw on the rein now. And he may still hate it, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I also did tighten his noseband 2 holes. 'Cause
Yeah.
He was going along, going, I can gate my mouth and you can't stop it.
Yeah, when he loses a little bit more hair, that bit will be further down and that noseband will fit a little bit
Yeah, well, the
better.
nose hit I did up to the last hole, and the bit, now when you pull, the bit comes straight. It was doing this
Yeah,
and caving around his jaw,
okay,
and I don't feel real sorry for him because he's kind of a pushy little devil. But I could see where maybe he didn't get a very clear message,
yeah,
and it wasn't releasing. I think it will now.
okay.
And it's about a half a hole higher than it was, so about like a half a hole less leverage. All right.
Okay, yeah,
Well, we'll see how it works.
yeah.
He's pretty good with the open the mouth trick. Okay, bud, walk on.
Walk on?
That's a good boy. That's a walk with a purpose. Sometimes just lifting the rein a half a slot will get them to come forward too. They don't feel the leverage waiting for them. So that looks pretty nice. The head's coming down.
Sometimes when I've been working on that, on the flanking cod, I'm getting behind the bit.
Yeah, you don't want to. Well, he's probably not actually behind the bit. The behind the bit implies not going forward. He's probably behind the vertical. I mean, you get his nostrils behind his eyeballs, and that's behind the vertical, which is very easy for him to do because he's got a round neck and a relatively slim throat, and a nice big jaw, and he's like, I can collapse. And it's one of the ways they go to evade us, and probably it means you've set your hand a little too much. He doesn't mind talking about it. There he's going very freely forward nicely. The other thing is, with his mouth a little bit tied shut, the bit will stay steadier on his lips instead of bobbling around. So there he's bending too much because he wasn't bending, it was just the neck collapsing. Like when he brings his neck around that much and kind of gets stuck in the corner, that we don't want. That's too much neck. So the outside rein prevents that. Because what it does is it constricts his motion. It makes his inside hind knot, that's better. Makes his inside hind knot connect up through enough. Good, tut, 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 tut. Yeah, not let him click. Then give him a punch on the rein. When he leans on you like that, you can tap upward with one rein so he doesn't lean on you. Because he actually has a, there, like when he ducks, we don't want that. The bit's working much better. It's working correctly in his mouth instead of collapsing on him. You men have to remember your arms are really strong. And the horse will whine about it. Good boy. Came back out of that nicely. Yeah, that's what your outside whip is for. Or just take up on your outside rein and he'll straighten. If your outside rein is too loose, he goes out through the available slot. He's like, oh look, they left the gate open for me. So too much bend in the neck. And by the neck, I mean where it meets the shoulder. That's better. So if you want to hit the wall, you've got an outside whip, you've got an outside rein. You straighten the body by the outside rein and the outside whip. Good boy. So prepare him and warn him and make a walk transition. Walk. Walk. Yeah. First I have to wake you up. Professor's off duty.
And walk.
Better. Still a little bit nose up, but better. And trot, trot. Trot, trot.
He didn't open his mouth though.
No, he didn't open his mouth. It's amazing what that little bit of bit, better. So when you ask him to walk, do you just straight pull? When you ask him to walk, are you just pulling? I don't see any half haul back there. All I see, nah, you can't eat that. It's a nuisance. That's right. That's right. So then when you want to walk, take 2 little tugs on the outside rein. Little tug, and walk. Walk, walk, walk. Oh, walk. Not quite prompt enough because you weren't sure, but it really worked. He brought his neck round and he shortened his body and he walked. Careful. Now he's too alert. Let him rest a minute. There you go. Walk. Just walking. Just walking. Wait. That's a good boy. You don't have to let him go. Because the other thing you have to do in Intermediate 7 is that interminable long walk that's not a free walk. You got to walk the kingdom come without being on loose rein. And they all whine about it. So you got to be very light in your arm. Good. There you go. Good boy. Oh, God, get it. Yay! That was nice, huh? And he softened out of your hand, and he landed not worrying. Now he thinks he's got to go again. Typical Morgan, you do a bunch of transitions, and they're like, okay, let's go, let's stop, let's go, let's stop, let's go, let's stop. Let's put up, shut up. Good boy. It's almost too prompt. Kind of like you surprised him. Good boy. There. Better. That didn't look like he objected. So your outside rein is for speed control. As much as possible. Obviously, if you have to walk, you always got to be eating something, don't you? Always got to be eating. And trot, trot. Trot, trot. Trot, trot. That's good. That didn't sound like an attack. That sounded like trot, and he said, I heard you. We have to be careful not to be too tough ourselves, because then they get like, oh my God, I got to jump, I got to answer. Blah, 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 blah. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, that's nice. And he just, oh, better, yeah, better. And he didn't get behind the vertical. He was just on the vertical, which is very nice. And it's a good walk. That's the walk you hope he comes up with. It's together, it's forward, it's not whining, it's not jigging. It's just going. Good boy.
That's a good expression. You just hope he comes up with it.
Yeah. So give a signal and hope he comes up with the right answer. Because, they don't always. You do, and that's the weird thing, is you can give what you're quite certain was the same age you give 5 minutes ago, and they're like, have we met? Sometimes they're just not with you. I swear my horse is autistic. He's often not communicating with the world, or some other world where he spent the morning. I asked him how things were on Mars this morning. Good boy. Good boy. That was very neat and tidy. And no fret from the mouth, no fret from the neck. He just kind of said, I heard you. Good boy. Way looser with a bit change. He's trotting much more freely and loosely. Head's a little bit off to the right. come back, come back, come back. Yeah, good boy. It was a much better haul, I think. I liked it a lot better. And he's being polite about the bid, he's not arguing with it. He's like, I heard you. And he looks soft in the bridle. Careful of bending the neck too much. Good. Try to have your rein aid be from your elbow coming back rather than your hand pulling up. If the elbow coming back implies release, the hand pulling up implies lock. He's very jolly, I'm afraid. That's pretty. He's all loosened up in the backside from all the transition. And not so overbendy in the neck. So when you get done, you'll have to see what I did with the reins. It's not very complex. But it makes the bit act so much better. And there's nothing that says that you can't just soften a rein for a moment. There you go. He can trot and stretch as long as he doesn't go faster. Sometimes if he's whining with his head, he might just need a stretch. So the reins there, the bit comes straight back. It won't do that. Somewhat of a lengthen. Come back. There. I saw him come back. Every lengthen is qualified by the transition back. One time, Cammie said to me, well, I got a 10 in a lengthened trot. I said, what were you doing? She said, preliminary 3-day. She said, the judge said, thank you for apparently being the only person on a property to realize every lengthen is qualified by the transition back. I was like, whoa, somebody got it. Does it feel easier to drive like that?
Yeah.
Looks like your connection's much better.
Yeah.
And he's way more attentive. He's not going,
Do you guys mind if I
cut it
get
out.
on in here? When I head out?
You can go through.
Oh, sounds good.
No problem.
Just want to get on in here before I head out.
Hi, cutie. No walk a sec, Paul. We'll let this one get on and get out. And it's not in a big hurry to do so.
No, he's not.
No, he's like, yeah, well, sit there tomorrow.
This is Dudley. Oh.
Who's this Dudley?
I don't think those guys named, yeah, Doug and Josie.
Josie, she's gonna, with
Yeah, I've
six-
seen Josie drive.
Yeah, she's gonna schedule.
Yeah, she's on the. And the name Dudley rang a bell, so that's why I asked. I think Dudley asked, name like Dudley asked the horse to be dull. Dudley Mudley. He's a very kind, cute horse.
Yeah, he's really cute. He's really slow.
He's like, yeah, well, maybe I'm not going that way today. He what? Yeah, he's very, very. I think he's quiet because he's green and indulgent. That was a good boy. Much better with your reins like that. And I have the nose band up to the top hole. He may tell you not to, but you can tell him to.
Yeah. Close his mouth.
For a while, for a national coach, we had Michael Freund, who's very German and Germanic. And he said to me, I'm sick of your horse's mouth squirming. I'm going to do up your nose band. He said, I'm doing it what I call Freunden tight. I said, that's fine. He went very, very well. Well, when I got back to the barn, it was so tight I couldn't undo it.
Oh, really?
So I had to go scruffing around till I could find my husband and got it undone. So and I came with it the next day where I wanted it. And he said, so you'll come back Freunden tight? I said, yes, exactly where you had it. I said, I have a complaint. I can't undo Freunden tight. He said, oh, well, come and find me. I will fix that. He said, Missy Riegler pays her grooms how many thousands of dollars a year and they can't make a noseband Freunden tight? I said, well, mine I can make Freunden tight, but I can't get it undone. I said, then what do you do? Step on his head and then pull up? That was a good work. Got a lot done.
Yeah, that's helpful. Part of it's relearning.
There's an awful lot of finesse.
Yeah, that's right.
But the finesse doesn't get wasted when you have that bit arrangement.